Hey guys, Alex here with Serious Goose Games. Welcome back to our Unity mobile idle game tutorial series. In the last video, we gave our game the ability to write save data to a JSON file. Today, we're going to do the opposite and give it the ability to read data from a JSON file. Just like last video, most of what we're doing today will be in our data persistence script. So open that up and let's add a function to make sure we actually have data to load. So above our autosave, we're going to do a public bool called try load. And we're just going to return file.exists at path. So we're checking to see, is there a file at this path? If there is, great. Otherwise, nah. So true if the file is there, false if it's not. Next, we're going to create our actual load function. So go ahead and do a public void called load game data or load data. And inside here, we want to check if the data stream is not null. Then we want to close it. So data stream.close. And this is just like before. This is a safety check to make sure we're not going to have any file locking. Next, we want to do an if statement. So if try load, because we want to make sure that there's actually a file there to load, and player prefs dot has key. We're going to pass in key. So we're checking, is there a file and do we have a key to decrypt it? We're going to do saved key is equal to a convert dot from base64 string. So we're going to convert our key from a string back into a byte array. Then we're going to set our data stream to be equal to a new file stream. Pass in path and then file mode.open. And then we're going to create an AES. So advanced encryption standard. And this is going to be called OAES. And we're going to do AES.create. And this is going to be our output AES. That's what the O is. Then we want a byte array. And this is going to be our vector. So output IV. And this is going to be equal to a new byte array. This is going to be OAES dot IV dot length. Now we actually want to read our file. So we're going to do data stream dot read. We're going to do our output IV. And 0, and then output IV.length. Then we're going to create a crypto stream because we need to decrypt it. So crypto stream O stream is equal to a new crypto stream. We're going to pass in our data stream. We're going to do OAES.create decryptor. We're passing in our saved key and our output IV and crypto stream mode.read. So we're giving it all the tools it needs to take that random gibberish we saw at the end of last video and turn it back into readable text. Next, we're going to do a stream reader called SR. This is going to be equal to a new stream reader. I'm going to pass in our O stream. And then we're going to do a string dot save data file. This is going to be equal to sr.read to end. So we're reading the whole file. Then we're going to do sr.close. We don't want a string.save data file, string that save data file. After we close our stream reader, then we're going to grab our save data. We're going to set it to be equal to JSON utility dot from JSON. Game data, and we're passing in our save data file. So we're taking our save data text that we just made and we're converting it back into a game data object, which is this. And then we want to grab our save data dot save time. And this is going to be equal to file dot get last write time path. So we're checking to see when the last time this file was written to, and that's going to be the last time we saved. And we're going to use that when we do our offline progression. We're going to use our save time, compare it to the current time, and see how much time has passed. So what happens if we try to load and there's no file, or we don't have a key to decrypt it? Well, then we're just going to restart. So we're going to have else retrieve save data, and then save game data. So this function basically does the exact opposite of the one we did in the last video. Instead of putting stuff into a file, it's taking stuff out of it. So it's doing all the same decryption stuff, converting it from encrypted data into readable data, and then applying it to our save data object. But that doesn't mean it's in the game. Right now, we're just storing it as an object. We need to apply it. So we're going to create another function. It's going to be called public void apply load data. Then we're going to do if not try load, then we're going to return. So if try load returns false, we're going to return, meaning we don't have a file. We're going to grab game data. Data is equal to save data, because we stored all of the information when we loaded into save data, so we can just grab that. We're going to grab our currency manager, .add money, data.money. Then we're going to do our quick upgrade.count. We're going to set it to data.quick upgrade count. We're going to do our idle upgrade, then our generator, and then we need to do all of our stat tracking. So time played, money from clicks, money from idle, and then clicks. So now we're going to go back up to start, and we're going to call that function after we start our coroutine. So we're going to apply load data, and that's going to be after load data. So load data to grab it, and then apply load data to put it in the game. The last thing we need to do is actually tweaking our stat tracker. So inside here, we have start, but we want to make sure that we have stat tracker before we try to load data in. And we have this awake function, but we're loading in start. So as long as we put stat tracker in awake, we will make sure that we have one before we load. So inside stat tracker, we're changing start to awake. Go ahead and save everything and head back to Unity. So normally, before when we would hit play, it would start at 0, we'd have nothing. Now, when I hit play, we should actually see stuff happening. It should have how much money we have, how money per second, our stats shouldn't be empty. So let's try it out. And there we go. We can see I started up with 78.1 money, which is fantastic. Our stats are all there except for money from idle, because I don't have any idle upgrades and we don't have the generators factoring into that like we should. Our achievements are still there because our achievements are checking regardless. And we're letting it play for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and buy our first idle upgrade so we can start getting some idle money. Let it run. We can also see that time spent is 1 minute and 40 seconds. Go ahead and stop playing. Go back in. And we can see my last save was actually slightly before that point. But if we go to stats, money from idle, still there. Something you might notice, though, is we aren't actually applying the upgrades. We're applying the counts, but not the upgrades themselves. So that's something we're going to have to deal with eventually. And there's definitely more stuff we're going to be adding to this since we want to expand the game. So we're going to revisit this as we need to add things. In the next video, though, we're going to add an options menu where we can delete our save data. So if we want to restart the game. That's all for today, though. So if you like this video, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the comments, let me know, how should we handle prestige? I'm thinking about just doing a super basic prestige currency and upgrades, where the currency gets a small boost to production and can be spent on powerful upgrades. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Alex with Serious Goose Games, and I'll see you in the next one.